Hi, I'm Ziqq. I'm an interaction designer by training. I consider myself as a social designer, humanitarian designer, but by profession, I'm a user experience designer. I got into this business because it was, for me, it was a very humbling experience. It reminded me that I'm doing this for people and not just for, for me. It's the understanding that there are real people who are going through certain things. We're trying to understand some of the processes that we're designing for can be quite, it's very personal, like say insurance or say filing for a divorce. And then for us to be able to design that process, it's very personal and to understand, and it's very humbling to be able to know that the work that you're designing for can make their life better, even though they're going through a actually traumatizing kind of experience. But we are in that line where we're trying to make it slightly better for them. And that to me is very, very rewarding, or that is something that I guess why I keep doing what I do. I mean, if I go back to how I got into this was by an accident. I was on a school trip to Cambodia, and at that point I was new to design, but I was studying design, and we were going on this trip in Cambodia where we were designing their playground wall. Like we were doing some graphics, we were doing some paintings, we were conducting some creative workshops with the kids on the orphanage. And at that point I saw how a little bit of color, a little bit of graphics, and a little bit of creativity could just make their lives a little bit better. That was very, very powerful. Like a small tiny bit or small influence or a small intervention could have such huge impact in making somebody's life better. And at that point I was really just went into design. I really wanted to know who the great designers were. That was the point where I really got into design. I've read up and got inspired by a lot of other designers. I wrote this last time. I think I said good designers, good eye, great designers, great heart. So meaning good designers, you have the eye for what looks visually good, like what looks good, what looks bad. You naturally will know what looks good. You know the balance of things, what do you call it, the visual hierarchy. You're really good at those as a designer. That makes you essentially on the baseline a good designer. You're able to see what looks good. But a great designer is not only about looking good, but it's about being able to connect with the people that you're designing for. A great designer is also somebody who put the users first and him second or even lower than that, because he understands that he's nothing but a servant, or he's there to serve. He's there to serve, and he understands that his role is to help facilitate and then creating something meaningful for the user. After I received my diploma with in design for interaction, my aunt actually asked me, so what is design? What is that diploma? And I was trying to explain to her what design was, and that was the point where I realized that a lot of people don't understand design. My aunt thought specifically, she thought that I was doing fashion design, she thought that I was drawing or painting, something that was very just visual aesthetics. In a very difficult conversation to convince her that it was not only visual. That really sparked off my curiosity about what people think about design. And I did my first documentary in 2010 based on that, where I sat down with 15 practicing designers across different design disciplines. Whether you're a graphic designer, fashion designer, I sat down with even lecturers from all of the design schools in Singapore to really have that conversation. Hey, what is design? And where do you see design in our community, and how can we, etc., etc. So to have that conversation, and I pieced the film together, and it turned into an hour-long documentary. I released it online, and it got viral. It just got viral. Wasn't expecting that, but I thought the conversation was important, and that gave visibility about what designers actually do, and that it goes beyond just making things pretty. That was really how I got into heavily involved in like my community. I started this movement called Design Says Hello. It's just all about advocating design as a catalyst for social change, and also about giving designers a platform to talk about their work, to give more visibility about or educating about what they do and about what design is and how meaningful design can be. And yeah, I've been running that since 2010.